What is up YouTube, and welcome to this Wandavision episode 8 video with theories and discussing just who that secret cameo is and something special. Well, personally I think this all has to do with the magic book in Agatha all along's basement. It was working overtime there on the show and is clearly keeping the hex or helping Agatha steal some powers or at least channel Wanda's energies from her. However, it got me thinking, and I thought this long before Agatha was revealed as the killer of Sparky, because seriously, it was beyond obvious that she was Agatha Harkness. But I thought, what if they change magic in the MCU? What if the witches are offshoots of the sorcerers of Camotage, the masters of the mystical arts? The use of magic combined with Doctor Strange made me wonder, what if Caecilius wasn't the first person to leave Camotage and steal rituals from the library? Can you tell I watched Doctor Strange recently? Hey, I'm a new dad and all I've done is have Disney Plus on loop for hundreds of hours, and I noticed something within the most underrated MCU movies besides Incredible Hulk. No, it wasn't why didn't Doctor Strange and Peter Quill have a music knowledge showdown in Infinity War. I wondered who had the book missing from the Ancient One's library. When Doctor Strange is in the library with Wong, we see some very special books. They are locked up in chains like some kind of even creepier restricted section of the Hogwarts library. Before looking at the Book of Cagliostro, I hope I've pronounced that correctly, some of you will tell me in the comments, we can see that there are all kinds of books chained into, curiously, hexagons. Funny that, hexagons have been the biggest part of the theories and mysteries and the now much memed fan obsession thinking that anyone in the episode, even the postman, is Mephisto. Well, there is a book missing in one of these hexagons, so what if the book is indeed the one that's missing? What if Caecilius stole another book and Agatha was indeed one of his zealots who sought revenge for what happened at the end of Doctor Strange? And, well, most of the zealots were turned into mindless ones, if not all of them, so maybe that isn't an avenue of where this show is going to go. I do, however, feel she may be working with someone similar in stature, and that could be Nightmare or Mephisto, but she could be someone who used to be a master of the mystic arts, and considering the Ancient One originates in around 1300, then what if instead of her being a witch and going on to form New Salem and leaving and chastised for almost showing the world the witch's secrets, it is changed? What if she was involved in possibly a New York Sanctum Sanctorum and stole the Ancient One's book at some point and brought magic to the world, only to be perceived as a witch, which explains the behind-the-scenes photos. Of course, her magic is heavily different to what we saw in Doctor Strange, as she has some sort of odd wispy-style magic, and it's purple like the Power Stone, but I doubt the Power Stone is involved here. But it would be funny if this was how magic did come from Infinity Stones, as of course Wanda got her powers from there, but let's shelf that for another video at some point. However, there are theories and very heavy hinted leaks that, well, she actually was a witch who was saved at the point of being burned by someone called Ralph. Yes, we've heard all about him, this mysterious figure. So there is that one there, and then she moved on to be involved, but I just find it so funny and curious that that book was missing, and it's probably going to be similar. I mean, she had some runes or some circles in her basement that looked similar to the ones on those books as well, but what exactly is that book? Well, in my opinion, it could be the Darkhold. Yes, I know that it has been in both Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and the Runaways, and, well, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. had the best Ghost Rider on screen, and it might explain why the Marvel executives were so desperate for Ghost Rider Nick Cage to reprise his role. However, the Darkhold would make sense as to why Pietro has been brought back to life, as in brought back from a different universe, that is, as the creator of the Darkhold actually was reborn and possessed Quicksilver in the books and comics, and did his wicked ways using that body, and even turned the Fantastic Four into television signals. Wait, that's sort of what's happening here. Agatha is clearly an agent of someone else, and I believe it to be the demon that is somehow involved with Darkhold, or heck, even a cabal of evil demons could be at work, especially after Doctor Strange took Dormammu down, so you know strength in numbers. And there's also something else that is very curious within Doctor Strange, as at the end, after the Ancient One is sadly killed and the movie is over, Wong did say that word of this will go out into the multiverse, and as we've experienced, this is a multiverse show. So that means that whatever happened in Doctor Strange is linked to this, and it explains why the Multiverse of Madness Doctor Strange 2 is going to be heavily featuring characters from this show. So while it may not be connected how I've said, it's definitely connected in some way, and it's rumoured that a third party will explain to Wanda what she is and exactly what mutants are, and who else has been connected to the Darkhold. Well, Doctor Doom himself tried to take control and open it in a Darkhold comic last year. As we know, Marvel loves to use recently published comics. I mean, Wanda's story was changed in 2015 after a Fox and Marvel fallout, and Infinity, Guardians and even Hawkeye are going to be adapted using the most recent stories, so using the recent history and merging a relatively unknown character like Agatha would add a lot. Paul Bettany mentioned that the person he wanted to work with hasn't been in the show as of yet, considering he's worked with Benedict Cumberbatch and Tom Hiddleston, who I theorise would cameo as part of the TVA, introducing the Nexus being Wanda. Well, what if they've managed to indeed pull off a Luke Skywalker and introduce someone like Doctor Doom ahead of the Fantastic Four, who has been involved with, yes, the Darkhold, as I mentioned. We may not have got Reed Richards in the form of the Space Engineer as of episode 7, that is, before you comment months in the future saying wrong. Well, this is recorded ahead and people don't seem to ever read the date that it was published. But thus far, I think it sounds like Doctor Doom may appear, but that is an outside opportunity. One thing I am 100% certain in is that Agatha was the psychiatrist of our girl Wanda, tricking her just like the comic, which I mentioned in a previous video, and she could have been a Avengers appointed grief counsellor, because in the 2015 comic we did have a character who tried to trick her and steal her magic, so there is that. But that's just some theories for you there. Please do drop a like down below, do subscribe with notifications on if you want more from us. We will be back on Friday for the latest episode breakdown of Wandavision, and we probably won't have a video up tomorrow as well. I haven't got anything planned, so that's why. But I'll see you soon, and goodbye.